Hey everyone, it's Lori from Scraps by Sissy. Happy Tuesday! How's your week going? It's been busy around here between Stamp Club and our Diva gatherings, and I had Charlie, and life is busy. It's good. Kind of keeps me out of trouble, if that's even possible. So, if you join me today live, make sure you say hello. I may not be able to say hello. I do try, but me trying to figure out what I'm doing, walking and chewing gum at the same time doesn't always work. So, and if you're watching this on the replay on my YouTube channel, be sure to give my video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not a subscriber yet. So, did you happen to see my Casing Tuesday card this morning? Here, let me get it for you. It's right here. Such a cute card. I have to say, I kind of struggled with the sketch with it this month or this week because of that diagonal, but I think I did an okay job. And it's a shaker. Look at those little paws. Now, granted, those are not Stampin' Up! Shaker confetti. I believe they're recollection from Michael's. Somebody gave me a jar of those. Oh, it's probably been 4 or 5 years ago, and I hadn't used them yet, and I thought they would go perfect for this card. And it's using the background back there is the Doggone friendly, and the sentiment that I use on both the inside and the outside, and the paw prints are from the By My Side. There's the envelope. By My Side all-inclusive kit. Oh my gosh, this is so stinking cute. It makes 8 cards, 2 of 4 designs, and there's 2 different card bases with it. And there's a couple of the elements. It comes with a full pack of dimensionals. The ink spot is Old Olive. There's some more of the die cuts. I mean, those faces are just so stinking cute. There's that little kitty we're going to use today. Oops. And of course it came with the sentiment tags and some more elements to go on the card. You'll see that shortly. These envelopes, they're so cute. So you can stamp the little paw print there, and here's the second envelope. This is one of the card bases we're going to use today, and here's the second card base. So let me show you. Oh, it came with these cute little hearts. I'm going to leave these out because I'm going to need those. And we can always use more dimensionals. Here is the stamp set, and I'm using every single stamp on that. Now it has 2 different paw prints. One's supposed to be a kitty and one is a puppy. I guess that would be considered the kitty, and that's the puppy. And then, it also comes with a block. So you could basically just purchase this and you'd be ready to go. The only thing you would need is a little bit of regular adhesive and your paper snips maybe. Okay, so I'll start off by sharing my scrapbook layout. I was kind of in a time crunch yesterday, so this is really just sweet and simple. It's just stamps, ink, and paper. I started with a piece of the retired basic black cardstock. When they retired, I think I got like 10 packs of it just to keep on hand. And then I have a layer of Pool Party and then basic white. All of the dimensions for my layout and the cards are listed in today's blog post. Then I took that stamp and I just stamped it twice. Kind of missed it right there, but that's okay. This stamp actually is a repeating stamp. So here's the bottom of the stamp there, and then I didn't line it up very well, but that's okay. You could line it up perfectly and it would work. And then there's the little paw print and some more paw prints walking across. And the embellishments I used were from the Be Mine suite. They're called Adhesive Back Hearts and Flowers, I believe. And like I said, I wanted to keep it simple, more about the pictures, but I did want the black and white with a pop of color. So I used my Real Red Stampin' Blends, Blueberry Bushel, and a Pool Party. And that's it. Her little face. I just love her. That's the layout. Now let's look at the cards we're going to make today. Here's one of the kit cards, and I basically cut it to add to an old olive card base. And you're getting a sneak peek of some of the new In Color Designer Series paper. This one is in Summer Splash. There's a piece of that ribbon, little sparkles, and there's the inside. So we'll start with that card first, and I'm actually going to use a different color. I am going to use the Petunia Pop color, which is kind of a purplish color. So for all my purple lovers out there, okay, there's my card base. We'll set this aside. We'll try and keep this somewhat neat, right? Haha, like that ever happens. And I already punched and got that together. This is left over from when I created that card, and I figured I'd just go ahead and use it and punch another puppy face. Here is a piece of that 2024-2026 In Color. Like I said, it's in Petunia Pop. Petunia Pop. And the measurements for our card base, which is in basic black, are 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And I cut off 3 inches off the front. And I'm just going to add some Stampin' Seal. My piece of Designer Series paper is cut at 4 by 5.5. Whoops, almost added that. So I want to add adhesive, get my bearings here. And I'm just going to add it to the card base on the inside of that flap. This makes it easier to line up your piece. So the next thing you want to do is line up your Designer Series paper to the card base and fold over your flap. That's it. See how easy that is? Now I'm going to add some of that really pretty Petunia Pop ribbon, and I should have opened it ahead of time, but of course I did not. That's okay. Alright, so make sure I slip this underneath. So one thing I wish they would do is put a better tab on the ribbon, but that's okay, we got it. Da, 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 da. Okay, so I'm going to bring my ribbon around. You could tie a knot if you don't like tying bows or are bow challenged. Completely up to you. And this ribbon is, what's it, 3/8 inch, I believe, and it's bordered. So it's got some, I'll show you the stitching. See if you can see that. See the stitching in it? Isn't that pretty? And it really ties nicely. So I'm going to pull this around, and for whatever reason my bows work better when I tie them away from me. This is going to be a small bow. Okay, we may not get a bow out of this. Let's see. I don't think we're going to get a bow. Ugh. Okay, let's do a knot. That'll make it easier. Okay, I'll just slip that underneath. And to keep it flatter, when you tuck that under, you want to twist it, just like that. Okay? And you have a nice little knot. And that works as well as a bow. Okay. So what happens when you don't measure the length of your ribbon? I think it's either 16 or 18 inches in length to get a good bow. Okay, so that part's done. Now, I'm going to cut this in half to make the matting behind my punch. This was punched with the Heartfelt hexagon punch. And I'm just adding adhesive at the edge. And then you're going to come in, lay that down like so. Turn it around. And it kind of breaks up some of that color. I'll add him with dimensionals. We're going to stick him right there. Okay, so for my sentiment, it's just a 1/2 inch strip, and I am going to stamp "Here's to a True Friend." And see, every single stamp in that kit is already mounted. That's funny. I have to say, this was one of my favorite kits. Okay, we're using Memento ink. I'm just going to stamp that. I have the glare from the lights. Okay. And I'm going to flag the ends. Just like so. Try and keep my trash pile over to one side. Now, we're going to add, I'm using the 1 3/4 inch circle punch for punching out the dog. Let's go with, I'm going to go right here. This looks like our old dog Outlaw. We had an Australian Shepherd. So cute. Just going to add him with some seal to our label. Just like that. And then I'll add some of those dimensionals behind my sentiment. And add him right here. Now add some of the new sparkle gems. These things are so pretty. Look at these. Aren't those gorgeous? I love everything that sparkles. And if it's got some pretty color to it, even better. Okay, let's close that up for a second. So I'm going to add some of the Petunia Pop, and I'm going to add one. I don't have enough room on him, so we'll add it to the label. And we'll get one more. Let's go over here. Just like get him in a little circle. There. Isn't that pretty? Love it. Okay. Put them aside, and now we'll stamp our inside. When I trimmed the Designer Series paper, I had a 1/2 inch left over, and I'm going to add that to the side of my inside layer, which is basic white, and it's cut at 3 3/4 by 5. And I'll just add this right here. Basically, it brings the outside of the card to the inside. I'll trim off that little piece, like so. And then we're going to stamp, what did I put in the inside? You make my heart happy. I'm going to stamp that right there. Okay. And then the Petunia Pop ink pad for the bone. We're done with the black. And then, oh, I want the bone. Oh, you know what I forgot? Hang tight. I have a piece of, what did I do with that piece of white? You know what, we'll just use this. I wanted to stamp the paw in the basic black. Not basic black. That was an old color. Here, let's go ahead and move this aside for a second. I thought I'd put a piece of basic white in there. Okay, I'll just use this one instead. I'm punching that, or I'm going to punch it out with a retired 1 1/4 inch punch. I never do get rid of my circle punches when they come into stock. Punch that out, and we'll add him to the inside layer. Let's see, which way is that going? Just like that. Now we'll add him to the inside. Oops, I didn't make sure my ribbon was flat. I'll have to fix that. And then on the envelope, you know what? I'm going to stamp the little bone. There we go. And our first card is done. Now I'll give you a look at the 2 different colors. Clean up our mess here. And there's our 2 cards. Aren't those pretty? I really love these new in colors. They're so bright and happy. All right, now let's make our card from the kit. And usually when we get kits, to keep them more affordable, the card bases are a little bit thinner than our normal cardstock, which gives me the perfect opportunity to trim them apart. Okay. So I have a card base that is in Old Olive, and it's 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 5 1/2. I've taken the card base, I cut it in half, and then I trimmed this to 4 by 5 1/4. This is trimmed to 4 1/4 by 4 by 5 1/4. And to keep this centered, I trimmed it at the 4 1/4 mark and then cut 1/8 of an inch off all the way around. So I'm going to bring out my Old Olive, and I am going to stamp the little kitties print, and I want to stamp off so that it stays in line with that wash look. I didn't do it on the card when I first started. I forgot that step, as I'm basically following the instructions. Let's see, always be by your side. Nope, that's not it. Right here. I'm going to stamp that. I want to stamp it to the left on the label so that I have room. Can't see with the glare. So I have room for that heart. Okay, that's done. Now let's put our card front together. It just fits right on the front, like so. There we go. Set him up there so I can see what I'm doing. All right, so now it has this little circle. It's you can, I don't know if you can see the stitching or not, but it's stitched around the edges. And I'm going to add that with dimensionals. Oh, another paw print goes on there. Oh, here he is off to the side. And this one I'm going to keep kind of down here in the corner. Forgot to do those. I actually stamped that paw print on this one after I had him put together, so it didn't turn out too bad. I was lucky. Very, very lucky on that one. So we'll add this with dimensionals. And then we'll add our sentiment and our kitten. We'll put him over here like so. Oh, he's a little crooked. There he goes. That works. Alright, now we're going to put a couple of dimensionals underneath him. We'll set him up here like this. His little face is just so cute. I can't stand it. More dimensionals. And we'll add him. Just going to tuck that under there like so. And then one of those hearts. These are, they're flat, but they kind of have an edge on the inside. Kind of reminds me of a plate. There, isn't that cute? His face just kills me with that face. All right, so let's stamp. Of course, I'm going to save that for something else. We'll stamp the paw print on our envelope. Like so. Set him aside. And being that it's already basically stamped off, we'll add that in the corner. And then we're going to stamp our sentiment. I'm going to add him right here. And then the fish fits right underneath that sentiment. So cute. Can't stand it. All right. We'll add that to the other piece of card base. Add it to the inside of our card and we'll be done. Okay. Everything was measured correctly and cut correctly this time. I had my trimmer setting this at the side here just in case. All right, this goes on the inside of the card, just like so. And we're done. How about that? That went fairly smoothly. Okay, let's take a look at this. There's our 2 kit cards. Like I said, aren't those envelopes adorable? I love the plaid. And then our 2 in color cards. Petunia Pop and Summer Splash. Wouldn't it be fun to have the job to name the new in colors? Now, speaking of in colors, I have a couple of announcements to make. If you haven't heard, I am doing an in color club to help everybody get their in colors without spending everything up front. And it's a 5-month commitment, and it's $30 a month to get the basic, which is an ink pad, a refill, a Stampin' Write marker. You probably can't even read that. 8 6x6 sheets of designer series paper, 4 8.5 by 11 sheets of cardstock, and that's all in one color each month, and an exclusive tutorial for 2 cards that'll come with your package. Now, you can also add the Stampin' Blends and a bolt of ribbon for $20. And if you want it mailed to your door, it's just an extra $10. Great deal. It'll give you some breathing room as far as costs go. But there's another one that was announced this morning. Let me show you this. Hang on. Don't go away. Starting May 1st, there's going to be a starter kit special. And you're going to love this. So, starter kit is always the best deal in the catalog at $99 plus tax, free shipping. Okay? From May 1st to the 31st, you will automatically have this added to your, oh, I got to give you the, so that you see the designer series paper, pack of designer series paper. This bundle that you see here in front of you, Stampin' Write markers, the ink pad bundle, the 8.5 by 11 in color assortment pack, all of this, oh, and the designer series paper, which is, I think it's 40 sheets of paper, 6x6 paper. This will automatically be added to your starter kit for free. There's over $95 in product right here when you put in tax and shipping and the whole Marianne. This is going to be for free. So I have all of the information in today's blog post. You can mark it down, mark your calendars, and then you can join our team in the family. And you will have demonstrator only exclusive information each month. You'll have a chance to go to any Stampin' Up! Events. You'll have at least 6 months worth of time to use your new discount, or for as long as you remain active. Or if you don't want to become a demonstrator, join my In Color Club. Either way, you're going to want to get your hands on these beautiful colors. If you have any questions, just shoot me a text, send me an email, and we'll sit and chat. I hope you have a wonderful day and a good rest of your week. Thanks for spending some time with me. And if you get a chance, get inky. Bye.